Hey guys, I did a little different kind of intro this time. I had a sale and I thought I would take you along with me to show you my shipping room and just kind of how that whole more or less simple process goes. Once you've done it a few times, you kind of got the hang of it. But I had picked out some additional stuff I need to get listed on either eBay or Niknax. Some of them I kind of know, some of them I'm not sure. If anybody has any suggestions on which one they think would be best for any of these, certainly drop it in the comments and let me know. All right, so the first thing that I have picked out is this adorable little cat planter or kitty planter. And I know the light is really kind of washing him out a little bit, but he's got these really cute green eyes. So he's got his impressed Japan mark there. You know, he's got a little bit, I don't know, some dirt in there. I tried washing him up a little bit, but he came out pretty good for the most part, I think. But I don't know, I just love his green eyes. You know, he's a basic planter. I would imagine off the top of my head that a piece like him, anywhere, you know, $8 to $15, somewhere in there. Probably the average would be around 12 for him, I would think. So this next one here, and again, I'm sorry the light kind of drowns him out a little bit, but this is a Fitz and Floyd piece. Got his Fitz and Floyd mark there. And he is a creamer or small pitcher. And, you know, a long while back, I was able to find, and I don't remember if it was on WorthPoint or eBay, I was able to find a couple comps on him, and I want to say he was $30 or $45, somewhere right in there. I couldn't find any on him, you know, like current ones, and I don't have WorthPoint anymore. So, but he's really, you know, he's cute. I don't see any crazing on him. I don't remember what he was called. If anybody out there remembers his name, let me know. I can't remember. He's like a colonial, you know, style or dress duck. Anyways, he's cute. I would probably anticipate for him, being that he's Fitz and Floyd, he's in great condition. He does have a couple little glazed chips right here, but he's otherwise in perfect condition. So, I mean, that's pretty minor. There's no cracks or anything from him either. So, it's a piece that I would recommend hand washing. Any Fitz and Floyd, I really would recommend hand washing. They are notorious for kind of being, like, I don't know what the right words would be, but like a thin glaze maybe on them. They tend to chip pretty easily. A lot of Japan pieces really do. So, but he's cute. I would think I would maybe get, give or take 20, probably 18. I don't know, honestly. I think he's one that I will post at, you know, $26, $28, see if there's any interest, and just anticipate lowering him down if need be, and go from there. This next one here is a studio art pottery piece. It's got these cattail you know, cattail design on this. You can tell this is hand-thrown pottery. You can see the ribbon from it being made, from being, what's the right word? Like spun on the table. This one here is done by an artist. Her name is Jean Glasgow. And this is from 1988, you can see. This is in perfect condition. There's no chips or cracks anywhere on here. I want to say that Glasgow Pottery has their own website. I'm trying to remember from when I last looked it up. But I was able to find one recent like mug that sold, and I think it was $16. I'll put it up here. It was $16 or something like that. But I had come across in the past other pottery pieces from Jean Glasgow that would sell $75 and $100 kind of on average, and sometimes a little bit more. I don't think she's a terribly prominent studio artist, but I mean, I could be wrong about that, but I just think, you know, if this was a Bill Campbell piece, you can go on eBay and find a lot more Bill Campbell solds than you can Jean Glasgow, I guess would be my point on that. So I don't really know what to expect with this. I really love it. I love the color. It's not purple. It's like a real pale blue. And then the cattails are not impressed, but you can definitely tell the texture of them on there. And you might be able to kind of tell the way the light bounces off of it. So, I mean, it's really cool. I really, really like it. It's kind of a neat abstract. It's got a neat handle on there. I don't know. I really liked it. I think I found this in a thrift store, I want to say. So I don't know what to anticipate from it. Cattails and stuff. These are kind of collectible, kind of like mushrooms, you know? And so there's a collector's market out there for things with this on it. So I don't know. I'm kind of wondering if maybe this isn't a good one to put on Niknax and run on auction and just see what happens. All right, this next little piece here, it's truly not anything like super special. There's a lot of these little like souvenir style, more or less, pictures. I'm not sure if this one would have had a little underplate, for it. I'm not sure how many people actually use them as creamers and stuff. From what I understand, they're more or less decorative. Not that they couldn't be used as a pitcher or a little vase or, whatever. But I just love the little birds on there. And this is transfer print. It's not hand painted, but I just thought the birds looked really cool. I guess would those be parakeets? I would think, my guess is parakeets. I don't know. And let me know in the comments if you think this is something else. It doesn't look like lovebirds or anything, right? I'm voting parakeets. But there's no chips or cracks on here. You could definitely use it as a creamer or something, but I imagine it probably had a Japan sticker or something like that on it. My assumption would be this was a made in Japan piece, probably in the 50s or 60s, somewhere like that. But it's really cute. I'm thinking of putting this one on Niknax because it's got a bird on it. A lot of these things are going to have a bird on it, though. So a lot of it might go to Niknax. Because it has a bird on it, it just feels appropriate, right? All right. Next are these little guys. These are made in Japan. The marking on there would tell me that's probably 40s or 50s, somewhere in there. And I think these are transfer print. I'm pretty sure. They look like they're transfer print with like hand paint and embellishment on there. Like these little blue lines under the loop, those look more hand painted. Even the purple on him looks hand painted until you get to the darker purple, and then you can see the little dot matrix on there. Sometimes it can be a little tough to tell if they're hand painted or not. I did notice this one has just a tiny bit of crayon in here. It's almost to the point that I would call it a crack. I may still list them because they are ridiculously cute. I mean, that's why I picked them up. So I may still list them because I think they're cool decorative pieces. And really, these are little sake cups. And while I'm not saying nobody would buy just a set of 2, generally there's more. And, you know, even better if you have like the little sake, you know, teapot type of deal, or, you know, the little like stoneware jug. There's real names for this. I don't remember what it is, but anyway, I may still list them. Obviously, just note that it got that crazen, almost hairline crack. It's definitely just in the glaze, but nonetheless, it's still going to affect it. So, without the crazen in there, I would think these would maybe go for $15 to $20, give or take. Maybe with it a little bit less, probably 12 to 15. I don't know. Maybe even less. So this piece here is a tiny little hand painted. It's entirely hand painted little Dematasi cup and saucer. Now this is made in occupied Japan, and I've been trying to figure out who this MB in this wreath-like mark is. I really haven't found it yet. I have found other like occupied Japan collector sites, and they all kind of said that they see this mark in blue and like magenta, maybe green and stuff, but that they hadn't figured out who this actually was. And honestly, that's not terribly surprising, because that's kind of a notorious thing in Japan, specifically Japan. They had a lot of firms and factories and stuff that, you know, I hate to say it, guys, but World War II destroyed a lot of stuff, and in Japan, you know, a lot of the Nippon factories and stuff were damaged pretty severely, and a lot of the records along with them were too. But isn't that beautiful? Oh no. Okay, he's got a little chip right here. I didn't see that before. I don't know when that happened. All right. Well, that's going to affect his value. I may still sell him. I don't know. Without the chip on him, I would think 20 to 30. With the chip, probably 10 or less. It is really cute though. Even with that chip, I don't know. That is so pretty. I just don't want to throw it away. Even with the chip. I hate to sell things that are damaged. But something like this, I don't know. This is one of the things, like, you don't necessarily have to use it. It would look really pretty sitting in your china cabinet, or, you know, that kind of thing. So let me set these two over here together so I remember what's up with those. I've got another little Japan piece because it has a bird on it, you know. This one here, I'm guessing that this is a flamingo. I'm not sure what the orange belly thing here is about. And they gave him like blue wings, but his head's pink. I don't know. I'm going with flamingo. He could be some other kind of duck. So, you know, this is a low quality ceramic or porcelain. And you can tell that because, like, this here isn't damage. It's factory damage. So this would have happened during production. And even the staining under there is glazed over. So, you know, it's got a lot of staining and stuff. This was a low cost, high manufacturing. Like, you see the dark spot down in the bottom here? That, I really inspected that. I thought it was like a dead spider or something terrifying. But no, it's actually, I hate to say a crack because it's not really a crack. It's more like a firing crack that, you know, has dirt in it now. Yeah, and I mean, it's not like there's no crack splintering from it or anything. It looks like it happened during production. You know, it looks glazed into and stuff, and then the crevice is filled in with dirt. He does have a little chip here to his wing that looks old. It's good and stained. Is he the most beautiful piece? No, but he's a toothpick holder. I don't know. I don't think I bought him directly, you know, like in a thrift store or estate sale or something. I think he was an extra in a lot, but regardless, you know, he's a funky flamingo guy. So I wouldn't expect probably more than $10, $12, something like that. I may put him at $12, you know, and see what happens with him. Let's look at this guy. Another planter. I love this one though. I picked this guy up, or these guys, in a antique shop, maybe 15 minutes south of me. Only one of them here has their eyes closed, but they're all three like interlocking wings. They've each got a leg up and one leg down. He's a Fitz and Floyd piece. And little planter. He's got a little discoloration down in there, but overall not bad. There is some crazing. Crazing on things that you don't use, like utilitarian ware, cups, pitchers, those kinds of things. I like, I don't want to say I like crazing. I don't mind the crazing on things like this. When you are looking at pitchers and creamers and things like that, it's a little bit different because it's just not ideal to continue using those pieces with the crazing. Does it, a light crazing, make them inoperable, where you can't at all use it? No, but it will continue and worsen the crazing the longer it's continued, use. So, but I thought these were adorable. I might have paid $5 or $10 for it. I think I picked them up early on in my reselling days or sourcing days. I thought this was amazing. I couldn't believe that it was only going for, I want to say it was like $20. And I think in the past I've seen comps for them up to 30 and 45, but the most recent one I could find was, I want to say $20. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that they would have more of a resale value. I might list them at 24 and see what they do. These guys are a couple of little creamers. They remind me of like nursery rhyme characters, but I'm not positive that they are. Only one of them has a lid. I'll show you the little lady one first. No markings on the bottom that I can make out anyway. I thought these might be marks, where you can kind of see where it's indented or whatever in the clay, but I don't think they are. There's her little face. I don't think she's cold painted anywhere. I think it's all under glaze. And yeah, she's just a little like pitcher creamer thing. I'm not sure if she was supposed to have a lid. I can't make up my mind if it feels like it was supposed to or not, because the other one that does, the top of it is wider, which doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it just, I don't know. And the way the rim is formed, it doesn't seem like a lid was intended to sit down on it, because it's completely glazed around the rim. And this one, with this other one that has the little lid that goes with it, but this one, the rim of the cup is not glazed. And you certainly would think it would be, but that's what usually, that's an indicator that a lid is supposed to go on there. And the other one doesn't have that. So I'm guessing, I don't know, it may not require a lid. But this dude is dapper as all get out. He's got like a top hat thing going here. He's also not marked. And again, I thought these could be some kind of mark, but if they are, I can't make out what they are, what it says. They're not terribly thin porcelain, but they are slightly translucent, just slightly. I don't know that I have found true comps for this exact thing. Just given what they are, I would put money on that these were made in Japan. They're cute. They are nursery rhyme sort of vibe to them. I'm not positive that they are, but they remind me like Mother Goose kind of feel. So they're cute. They're technically still usable. I really don't even see crazing on them. I would guess these are maybe from the 40s, 30s, or 40s. They could be a little bit older maybe. So let's take a look at this little guy here. Or little guys. So this here is by Hofbauer, which I believe is a German crystal company. And if I had to guess, this is pressed glass. There's no mark on it or anything though. I imagine it probably had a sticker originally. But anyway, I could clean these ridges, but But they're all there. There's no chips or cracks or breaks to any of the teeth up here. But it's got the little 3 birds. I'll put up on the screen some of the comps. I think I pulled a couple of them. And I want to say they were right around $20. Right around there for this little guy. So the next thing. Now, I see a lot of people, and I get why. I see a lot of people say this is Hofbauer too. But I'm going to tell you why I don't think it is. And that's because he's got a little sticker here. And it's kind of rolled up. But it says Chung Chung. C-H-U-N-G. Chung Chung. Lead crystal, 24%, made in Taiwan. But if you look at this, I mean, whoops. If you look at this, these are pretty similar birds. So a lot of people online are calling this Hofbauer, but based on the sticker on here, this is made in Taiwan. This is a cute bell and all that, but I'll be honest with you guys, bells are kind of like souvenir plates. And most, I think, resellers would say avoid them. There are the exceptions out there, just like with souvenir plates. But in general, bell collecting has it's declined. So I think a lot of people are aware of that, but I thought I'd mention it now. Most of the bells that I have, because I do have some, I've accumulated some, but they've come as like extras in lots and things like that. It seems like back in the day, people really did collect bells. I remember my grandmother had a collection of, for the most part, I think it was like porcelain bells and stuff and some glass ones. And then she also collected tons of the like ceramic head vases, and she collected dogs and, you know, but bells I don't see people collecting as much anymore. All right, so these 2 little guys, they each have Mexico painted on them or written on them. And they're just cute little, I assume handmade figurines. I don't think these are mold. I think they're handmade. And they're in Tonalá style. I would say these are likely Tonalá, and they're polychrome or multicolor. And I assume this is some kind of bird. I'm not sure what he is exactly, but I'm going to go with bird. I don't know. Is this supposed to be a toucan? I'm not sure. But they both have like the floral hand-painted designs on them, and they're cute. I found a few examples. I think I did a screenshot of just one. But in general, these little figurines sell, it seemed most often in groups. People would group a bunch together. And when they were sold in singles or just the set, it was maybe $5 or $10 on average. For the birds. There are some different little animals and stuff, and those tend to bring in slightly higher prices, but it didn't seem like a whole lot. So these little guys, if you can get a great big group of them, I would suggest doing that. But otherwise, there's not a whole lot resale value in these tiny figurines. Now, this here is another Tonalá piece. This is just like I assume a little trinket dish of some sort, and it's a duck. Anthropomorphic, meaning, you know, kind of humanized. It's wearing a bow tie. It's got some cool hand-painted flower down here. You know, the whole thing is hand-painted. And then on the inside, it says Arandi. It's E-R-A-N-D-I and Mexico. So this is it's another little Tonalá piece. I'm not sure exactly how much this one would sell for. And I was thinking of grouping it with some others, but none of the others really match this one exactly. I mean, just guessing, I would think somewhere between $20 and $30, but I don't know. It could be a little bit less than that for it. These ones here are also Tonalá. Let me turn this guy. And they both have birds on them. So let me show them to you independently. So this first one has this blue bird. It kind of looks like a dove or pigeon or something to me. And he's got the hand-painted florals on the top. I love how this is done on it. This like brown part here too. And these are both marked with KE Mexico. And KE stands for Ken Edwards. Ken Edwards is an excellent name in Tonalá to look for. You can go look up the history on Ken Edwards. It's pretty interesting, but he's a huge name in Tonalá pottery. Huge name. And then we got the other one here. And I plan to sell these together because they're so similar. They have different birds on them. Like this is more of probably a swan, I think. And but the colorway and everything of them is very similar. So this is also a KE piece, Ken Edwards piece. So just small little vases. And I'm gonna show you guys a few comps. So again, Ken Edwards is a really good name to look for in Tonalá pottery. Tonalá pottery always has this sort of folk art style to it. It's pretty easy to pick out. But yeah, Ken Edwards, keep an eye out for him. Even the like dinnerware type stuff, tableware, plates and stuff like that, those go for ridiculous amounts of money. So keep a good eye out for him. I wanted to show you guys also, there's a couple other names I noticed while I was just pulling comps on these in Tonalá, and one was Sergio Bustamante Sermel, and the other was Jorge Wilmot. And I'm going to show you guys a couple of screenshots I took just to keep an eye out. And again, it's still that like folk art. It looks and has that Tonalá feel to it. But these are artists that, you know, I wasn't entirely familiar with. I knew of Ken Edwards, and it always kind of surprised me that there weren't more artists known. The other one here with the trinket dish, Arandi, I'm not sure on that. I haven't really found a whole lot yet, but I just wanted to show you guys these other Tonalá artists because Ken Edwards is the number one that's always talked about. As far as I know, it's like the most well-known artist in Tonalá, but clearly these couple of other artists do extremely well. So keep an eye out for their pieces also. We have these two little guys. So these are roughly 5 or 5 1/4 inch in length. And then, I think they were 3 or 4 inches in width. And then they stand up maybe 3.5 inches. But these are wall pockets. They're just cute little vases. They are made in Czechoslovakia. And they're impressed on here. But they're adorable. You can see in here there is, you know, like a hairline crack. That's not surprising. These are going to be from the 20s, 30s, somewhere in there. Not surprising on that. It doesn't go all the way down, and you can't feel it very much. There's quite a bit of staining in it. I can kind of faintly see it on the front. So it's a piece you'd want to be gentle with for sure. Oh, and I did notice on that same one that has the little crack right here, he's also got a little chip right there on his beak. Darn it. Oh well. It's on like the under back side of the beak, so you can't see it unless you're looking at it from behind, but still something you want to note. Definitely let it be known in the description and stuff. So I don't think this one had, I don't see any cracks on this one. It looks like it has like an old chip to the glaze on the back there. No damage to his beak or chips or anything anywhere else that I know of. And he didn't get the red stamp, but he did get impressed with the same mold mark and stuff. I wanted to show you guys also on these. I have this Czechoslovakia pottery book. And sure enough, so they're right by my fingers there on the book, 1043 and 1044. And so when you go and you find the little info that they have in here on it, it's bird with nest, wall pocket, brown, green, 5 1/4 inch high, large size is unusual. And so I'm not sure if that's it. The other one is bird with nest, wall pocket, brown and orange, 4 3/4 inch high. Well, I feel like these guys have orange on them, but they also kind of have the brown and green thing going on. But they're also 5 or 5 1/4 inch long or tall. So I don't know if those technically are the larger size or not, but I thought it was cool that, you know, I was able to find them in this book. And this is a decent book. It's got a lot of the old Czech marks and stuff in here, and yeah, it's a pretty decent one. It gives a little bit of the history and stuff like that. There's not a ton of info on designs and artists and all that kind of stuff, but I honestly don't know that a lot of that was known in Czech pottery. Not in the same way that it is like in English pottery, German pottery, and things like that. But this one is Bowers, Klosser, and Ellis wrote this one, and this one has a copyright of 1999. So it's an older book. I believe I got this one at Better World Books also. So I would have paid $10 or less for it on there. Probably less, to be honest. But I thought it was neat that I was able to find it in there. I thought I'd show you guys. All right, so this last piece. Well, this is why you don't just toss out extras as nothing. This gal here is a Bavaria. That's her understamp, or the stamp on her base is a green Bavaria mark. It doesn't have a firm name or company name or anything, but she's a powder dish, I believe. And I'm curious if you guys know what makes her so scandalous. Has something to do with this right here. There's her inside. She has no chips or cracks, no damage anywhere. So there's her green Bavaria stamp, and you can kind of see a mold number up here. But other than that, I don't know who the actual company or firm or whatever was that made her. Right here you can kind of see the ruffles to probably the bottom of her bloomers. But she's just a fancy lady, and I'm assuming the wind is what's blowing her dress up, which is so naughty, showing all her leg. But I'm assuming the wind, because her scarf is appearingly also blowing. But she's otherwise appearingly a very sophisticated lady. And she came as an extra in a lot. I don't even remember what in the lot it was I was going for. But she definitely took the cake, and in that whole lot even outweighed the piece I was going for. So again, back when I had worth points still, and I had found comps on her that were anywhere between $600 and $700. And there's one listed for, I think, $275 on eBay right now. I think that's what it was. But it's pink top. It's like the same top, but it has a yellow dress on the bottom. So I'm not sure if that one is actually a matchup or not. It could be. I don't know. But, you know, like, I would think you would have the same color, but I don't know. But I was not expecting that. And I don't have my worth point anymore, so I can't pull it up and screenshot, you know, for you guys or anything. But I'm not sure what to actually expect on her. I'd love to run her for auction. You can find similar dishes to her out there, but what makes her special is the leg showing, and you can see the red garters. You can see the red garters on her leg there. So, you know, she would have been made in the 20s, early 30s, something like that. This would have been kind of a naughty piece. You really didn't show even ankle at that point in time. So this was not, or you showed very little. This was not okay. This was a hoochie mama thing, man. You didn't show your legs like this. But that is what makes her valuable. So I thought I'd show you guys her. I'm gonna get her listed again. I don't know what to expect on her. I really don't. I would love to be able to, you know, bring in $600-700 on her. That would be amazing. Will she actually go for that? I have no idea. And, you know, like, I have a figurine statue by Santini listed, and it's this real tall, not resin. I can't think of the material they use, but it's sort of similar to a resin. And it's like this fashion sort of flapper style lady, and she's walking how do you say it? It's a Bond something dog. It's like a Russian greyhound or something like that. Anyway, she's walking this dog, and it's like a 25-inch tall sculpture, and she sells anywhere between $500 and $700. And I've had her listed for probably a year. I think I have her at $525 maybe. I don't know. She hasn't done much. So I'm hesitant to put these pieces, even though that's what they've sold for. That's where they're valued at, you know, and all that. But I hate to sit on it for that long. I don't know. I can't make up my mind with it. So I'm still thinking on her, and that's really why I haven't listed her yet. You know, especially right now, economy-wise and stuff, it's not that there's nobody out there that will buy it and all that stuff, but there's a lot less folks out there with the disposable income these days to, you know, get something as beautiful as this is, as awesome as this is, as I'm sure so many people would love to have this piece. You know, it just kind of is what it is, and I think we all know about that right now. I think we're all pretty aware of it. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, holiday, the whole thing. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me for a little bit today, this evening, whenever you're watching this, and kind of looking through some of the stuff that I've pulled to get ready to get listed. Again, I'm not sure 100% on what's going where with Niknax or eBay and stuff, but over the next day or so, I'll figure that out and get it put up. I just wanted to tell you guys, for, you know, anybody that sticks around and watches my video all the way to the end, I greatly, greatly appreciate it. It is very much appreciated, and it doesn't go unnoticed. Your guys' comments and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't go unnoticed. I try to go in and like comments or respond back to comments, but I enjoy interacting with all you guys, and I have a lot of fun doing this. I like putting out the videos for you. I like showing you the stuff that I'm going to be listing and everything, and getting your guys' input on it, whether it be on inventory or just selling in general. And I love to see the comments and stuff come in from everybody who's, you know, a reseller or not, just throwing in opinions and ideas and stuff on things, because I think it just only helps everybody, you know, to keep the conversations going with stuff. So anyways, have a great holiday, guys. I have a feeling that as challenging as things have been and may continue to be, I just have a gut feeling that things are gonna turn out okay. I don't know why, but I do. And so I'm hanging in there. I hope you guys are doing the same. And no matter what your holiday looks like, I hope it's warm. And I hope it's with loved ones. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys. And I'll see you on the next one.